is not through. That's what I understand. There is some
Oh,
error
okay.
coming. We will do it separately. That is, we record the session, which is already on recording mode. We trim it, and then after that we uploaded that in the YouTube separately. We'll just go ahead with the plain recording alone now, sir. Okay. So
Harini.
yeah, we will stop interfering now, Harini. It's all between you and Shivi now. Okay. Okay, Harini,
Okay.
please go ahead. Good luck to
Am I
both of you.
audible now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of our foundation, I warmly welcome all the students, volunteers, and guests who have joined today's session. We are delighted to have you all here for an insightful webinar on continuous learning and adaptability, two essential qualities that help us grow academically, professionally, and personally. In today's rapidly changing world, knowledge alone is not enough. The ability to keep learning and adapt to new situations is what helps individuals succeed and stay relevant. Through this session, we hope to understand how we can develop these qualities in our daily lives. Before we begin, I request everyone to stay engaged and feel free to note down your questions for the Q&A session. Now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker for today. Our speaker for today is Ms. Shivi Tripathi. With over 11 years of experience in shadow accounting operations and project management, she has played a key role in building and enhancing shadow accounting products within her organization. Beyond her professional achievements, she is passionate about mentoring individuals and contributing to society through various developmental programs. Her journey reflects the importance of continuous learning, adaptability, and lifelong growth, making her the perfect person to guide us on today's topic. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Ms. Shivi Tripathi. Ma'am, we are honored to have you with us. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Harini. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, kids. So it's really a pleasure being here. It's very amazing topic that we are going to talk about today. And thank you, Harini, for a wonderful introduction. And let's get started. So maybe we'll try to keep it a little interactive so you guys can message in the chat, you can raise hand, you can send smileys, or you can send thumbs ups, you can maybe clap your hands virtually. So all of it you can do whenever you want to interact or whenever I'm asking any questions. So maybe let's start with a simple question. Uh, was there something new you have learned in the, like, let's say past 1 month? Was there any new learning in your life? Maybe give me a thumbs up if there was something you learned new in your school, out of your school, your college, like in just the past 1 month. No, yes, yes. Okay, amazing. Yeah, so when we talk about this topic, which is about continuous learning and adaptability, why do you think that it is important? Like, we can simply say that the only thing which is constant is change. Change is going to happen in you, around you, in your environment, in your college, school, age, the world around you. Everything keeps on changing. And if things around you keeps on changing and you don't adapt to it, you don't change your life according to it, then it becomes really a very, very, very big problem. Maybe let's say, what is continuous learning? So continuous learning is always being open to change, always being open to learn new things so that you can adapt, you can learn the new skills, whether in school, outside the school, so that you can grow in your life. Because if you stop learning, in a way you stop growing, because the opportunities remain limited. Maybe let's take an example. How many of you know that the early men, early people, when we were staying in the jungle, when the civilization just started, we were hunting, living in the jungle, and the only purpose of living was, just to eat and survive. So, do you remember? Do you know the story of evolution? What was the need to change? Why we really changed? What was it that made us come from that caveman era and then to this civilization now? You understand all of it? What was it? This was change. Otherwise, what would have happened? Would we be the same cavemen till now? Would we be really just hunting, living, and surviving? Always on the survival mode, always in the quest of just being the best out of the lot so that some animal doesn't hunt us, or we be better hunters so that we can survive. But then men realize that they have brain, they have the ability to think, they have the ability to evolve, they have the ability to reach to many people, right? So then they started adopting it. Then they started realizing that we can learn from the things, we can change ourselves, and that's where the life evolved. That's where you see that the cavemen started doing, rather than hunting, they started doing agriculture. They started wearing clothes, so they started like discovering so many new things, right? So if all of that won't happen, what kind of a life we would be really living? The only thing is, change is the only constant. The environment changes, the climate changes, the weather changes, then you have to adapt accordingly. For example, if it's extreme heat outside, would you really want to wear a sweater or a jacket? Very simple example. How many of you would really want to wear a jacket? No one, right? Okay. If all of you can go on mute, that would be really good. Okay. So maybe let's take another example, which is very recent. Technology. If someone is not on mute, okay, maybe we can keep on going. So basically, technology. If you talk about technology, how many of have you seen the Nokia phone? Maybe give me thumbs up. Have you guys seen those Nokia phones? Virtual thumbs up. And how many of you think that Nokia was not an amazing company? Like most of us used to use Nokia phones back then, like 10 years, 12 years, 20, 15 years back. People used to have Nokia phones. Those were really amazing. But what happened to Nokia? Simple, it didn't adapt to change. The company didn't realize that the era of, it got outdated. It did not realize that it has to change with the upcoming technology. It has to adapt to what we call the smartphone era now. We need to really upgrade. So right. So that's what happened. BlackBerry, you all might have seen BlackBerry used to be the top notch kind of a mobile. Everyone, every amazing businessman, every elite class people who used to have that BlackBerry always, and that QWERTY keypad and everything was very attractive. What happened to it? That also got outdated because they did not adapt with the upcoming changes. That is where it is very important that we keep on adapting, keep on learning new things, and keep ourselves updated with all the changes coming in our life. And how do you really define adaptability? So if we talk about adaptability, it just means that changing or adjusting when things change. For example, Nokia didn't adapt, BlackBerry didn't adapt, or maybe many firms which go outdated just because they cannot keep up with the trends. are examples of this thing. And now you see that even like whatever you are learning, whatever. So maybe this group, I think most of you are learning some kind of a technology, or you are students of like what courses? Some technology are you learning? Yes or no? Yes, okay. So if you're learning some technology, then you must be aware that right now even AI has come into place, lovable.dev. There are so many apps which can create a website. Even a non-coder person like me can create their own web pages. I have created one very recently. So that was so amazing. That was so easy that why would I really go to a person who knows coding? Now that becomes a challenge for you folks to stay updated, to know the AI world, to know the how to interact with these AI tools, and how to become so advanced that no one can take that excellence or skill from you, right? So maybe I'll just take a pause over here. Harini ma'am, if you would like to reiterate this to other students, or if there are any questions, we can take those and then we can move ahead.
Okay, ma'am. It is completely understandable till now.
Okay, amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Any
Harini.
questions?
Maybe a quick translation from your side also in Tamil also would help, Harini, if you could summarize.
இப்போ மேம் என்ன சொல்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, இப்ப எவல்யூஷன் நம்ம மனுஷங்கன்னு சொல்றோம்ல, நம்ம ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்னென்னமோ எவல்யூஷன்ஸ் நம்ம படிச்சிருப்போம்ல 12th புக்ல. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம ஏன் எவால்வ் ஆகுறோம் அப்படின்னா, நமக்கு வந்து அப்டேஷன் தேவைப்படுது, அப்கிரேடேஷன் தேவைப்படுது. ஸோ அதே மாதிரி நோக்கியா ஃபோன்ஸ் வந்து முன்னாடி இருந்துச்சு, இப்போ ஏன் இல்லை அவங்க அந்த கம்பெனி அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, அவங்க அப்கிரேட் ஆகாம இருக்காங்க இப்ப இருக்க டெக்னாலஜிக்கு. ஸோ வந்து நமக்கு அப்கிரேடேஷன் தேவைங்கிறப்போ எல்லாருமே அப்டேட் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கணும்ல, ஏன்னா எல்லாருக்குமே அப்டேஷன் தேவைப்படுது. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நம்மளும் நம்ம லைஃப்ல அப்டேட் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி மேம் சொல்றாங்க.
Okay, thank you, Harini. Okay, so now let's move ahead. Uh, Maybe when we talk about adaptability, it's not just only about adapting to changes outside the world. Let's take a very simple example. Do you really need to adapt when you change your age? So, for example, when you were 5 year old, and then when you became 10 year old, did something change? You had to adapt to something else. Your habits, your maybe when you were 5 year old, you were playing more outside. You had little homework to do. You were, I mean, parents didn't say a lot to you that, do this, do that, or better behave like this, behave like that, right? So the food, the studies, you were not worried about that. But when you became 10 years old, things started changing a little. When you became 15 years old, then there was a lot of things which came up. So you had the school curriculum, you had co-curricular activities, you had to you have to you were going undergoing through that teenage phase in your life. So you had so many things coming up from here and there. What if you were resistant to it? What if you would say, no, I don't want to grow up? Is it even a possibility? No, right? So some changes, or maybe like every change is inevitable, and we have to learn how to adapt to it rather than, yeah, otherwise you'll be forced. In fact, you'll be forced to adapt to the things if you are not doing it willingly. So, what we are trying to discuss today is it's better to do things willingly rather than getting forced into doing certain things, right? For example, the simple AI thing. So, as a working professional, let's say, I've been working for 10, 11 years now. If I say today that no, I'm not ready to adapt to this new technology, I'm not ready to use, uh, for example, these AI tools in my day to day work, and I would really want to use Excel spreadsheet, or I would really want to write my own documents, write my own email. So even like, even in 6 months, do you feel what will happen to me? Or let's compare me with my some other colleague who is just so much into these things, learning, adapting, bringing out efficiency. How what kind of a changes we will see in our life, maybe 6 months down the line? Wouldn't it happen that if I am able to do a task in, let's say, 2 or 3 days, that person will be able to do that task within a few hours, let's say 3 or 4 hours, right? Yeah, so basically, right, Afreen, so it can cause burden to us only. We will become obsolete. No one would like to hire us. No one would like to be giving us promotion. No one would like to give us the next level chances, because then they'll be like, you are not adapting to change. You are not evolving. So the basic fundamental is evolution. If something is coming up as a challenge to us, as an opportunity, or you may feel, oh my god, this is such a difficult situation. Let's say in your personal life as well, something happens at your home which is not according to what you expected or you wanted that it should happen in your life. But then what is you cannot change what is happening around you. You will have to change your own perspective to it. You will have to change your own role in that particular situation, right? And then you have to see that difficulty as an opportunity or as a challenge from where you can learn something new, right? And then you can evolve. So the only constant is life is going to change, but those who adapt to these changes are really going to succeed in a beautiful manner, right? And the key over here is every problem has a solution. Every problem. So now, just, it's better said that than done. Sometimes you get into certain situations and you feel this problem has no solution, no solution, no solution. But a simple tip from my side is become a third person. Of course, again, better said than done. Observe your situation as a third person. Like, really in your mind, come out of that situation. For example, imagine as if this thing is happening with my friend. What am I going to suggest him or her, right? Am I going to tell her or him this is the next step, or am I just going to tell him that you can't do anything, just stop over here, right? We never ever tell someone else that you can't do anything or you cannot come out of it situation. Somewhere we try to give some kind of a solution to the other person. So similarly, when it's about us, try to become that third person, observe your situation as a third person, and try to become a part of the solution. As in, right, this is the problem. This is the difficult situation I am into now. For example, let's say I wanted to be a doctor. Now, what happened? I dropped a year. I prepared for multiple exams and then I couldn't crack it. My year was also wasted. I'm just making a hypothetical situation. And then after that, what happened? Now I'm resistant. Late after 1 year, I'm resistant to take admission in any college. Or maybe, like, let's say I don't want to do a simple BSc, or I don't want to do some other course and I'm resistant to it. Would it really work for me? Or then there are multiple options. Should I take the second year as well? Should I drop out for the second year as well? Or should I take admission in BSc? Should I take admission in some BA course? Should I take admission in BTech? Because let's say I'm a maths plus bio. So then what are the different options available to me? And then Am I really able to accept that change or able to accept that situation? So, whenever some situation comes, first of all, we need to be really aware of what has happened. So, we need to be aware what's going within me. Am I being resistant? Do I really feel this is a challenging situation? I want to just shut down. I don't want to change myself. And then from that space of awareness, just try to analyze that situation, that what is in my control. I mean, I know if any of you were really in my last session as well, I talked about what is it not in my control. For example, not clear that exam, but that is gone. Now that is not in my control. Now, next step, in my control, I have these 5 different course option. Now, can I take which course option can I take? The decision is in my control, and then I have to adapt to it, right? How do I really adapt to it? I try to change my perspective, that that's okay. Or first of all, I need to accept that what happened, happened. What is. Now I have to move forward. I cannot keep crying and keep dwelling in that situation. Not clear my exam, my life is spoiled, my this has happened, that has happened. What would I do now? I don't really want to do this, do that. But that is not gonna help, right? What is really going to help? You taking it as a new challenge, you understanding that life has to teach you something out of it. Maybe I was not that disciplined enough that in that 1 year that I could crack that exam. Maybe I was not that focused enough in that 1 year. Maybe I need to learn those and adapt and apply those learning in my upcoming life, right? So, accepting the situation, being aware about it, and then focusing on the solution given what is in my control, and leaving all of that which is not in my control, right? So, Harini, would you want to translate it? And then we can take any question if there are any.
Yeah, ma'am, we can ask questions, ma'am.
Questions and translation also are any
Like,
possible?
இப்போ சப்போஸ் நான் வந்து நீட் எழுதியிருக்கேன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, இப்போ நான் அடுத்து எனக்கு டாக்டர் ஆகணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு நான் இன்னொரு இயர் ட்ராப் பண்ணி நான் நெக்ஸ்ட் இயரும் நீட் ரிப்பீட் பண்ணி அப்பயுமே என்னால் கிராக் பண்ண முடியல அப்படின்னா, இப்போ நான் நெக்ஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணுவேன்னா, திரும்ப ஒரு இயர் தான் எடுக்கணுமா? அப்படி இல்லாட்டி நான் வந்து பிஎஸ்சி, பிஇ ஆர் பிடெக் இல்லை இந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது கோர்சஸ் ஜாயின் பண்ணணுமா? இல்லை நீட்டுக்காகவே இன்னொரு சென்டர் ஏதாச்சும் ஜாயின் பண்ணி அங்கே நான் வந்து நீட் கற்றுக்கிட்டு திரும்ப கிராக் பண்ணணுமா அப்படிங்கிறத நம்ம டிசைட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ அப்படி நான் வேறு எதனா கோர்ஸ் எடுக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னால், இப்போ என்னோட எய்மே வந்து டாக்டர் தான். ஆனாலுமே இப்போ எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு நானுமே அதே தான் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். என்னோட எய்ம் டாக்டர்னாலுமே இப்போ நான் இன்ஜினியரிங் எடுத்திருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா நான் டோட்டலாக ஷிஃப்ட் ஆகணும்ல, என்னோட தாட்ஸ்லேருந்து எல்லாமே ஷிஃப்ட் ஆகி நான் அதுக்கு அடாப்ட் ஆனால் மட்டும்தான் என்னால் இன்ஜினியரிங்கில் கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்குமே ஒரு ஒரு சுச்சுவேஷன் இந்த மாதிரி வரும்ல. அப்படி வரப்போ நம்ம எதுன்னு கரெக்டாக சூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அதில் வந்து நம்ம அடாப்ட் ஆனால் மட்டும்தான் நம்மளால சர்வை பண்ண முடியும்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. யா மேம்.
thank you, Harini. If there are any questions, you guys can post in the chat. And also, I would really need some answers in the chat, or if someone wants to raise hand. Question is very simple. Why change feels so difficult, or why adapting to change feels so difficult? What is it which doesn't let us adapt, or which stops us from learning anything new? Oh my god, that's the right word I was looking for. Anything else in someone's mind? Right. Okay. Fear of failure. What else? If you think third person will be beloved, okay. Yeah, I do not have the right skill. Focus is missing. Okay. Uh, yeah, I really love those answers. And I would really want to talk about the first thing, fear. Let me give you a very simple, I mean, just treat fear as an abbreviation. So what does it say? Fantasizing experiences appearing real. Let me repeat that. Fantasizing experiences appearing real. So what are we fantasizing? Oh my god, what will happen if this will happen? What will I do if that will happen? How will people react? How will this happen? How will that happen? What if I fail? Fear of failure. What if I'm not able to learn that thing? Or maybe just being very comfortable and don't really want to explore anything new, because there is a lot of fantasizing experience. Means you are just fantasizing in your mind the stories which are not really happening. You are just afraid that it will happen. So fantasizing experiences which are appearing real to you. For example, let's say Nokia said that no, nothing is going to happen. We are the best phone. We are the best technology at present, and they did not really apprehend that something could really take them over, or some new technology can just beat them like that, right? And they were just fantasy.
அப்புறம்
Sorry.
அந்த ஆளு இங்க வந்து படுத்துக்கிட்டு அங்க குட்டினை வருது பேண்ட் வச்சுல போகுது வராங்க அங்க நிக்குது.
If
Deepak,
everyone
Deepak,
can go and
yeah.
mute.
Deepak, you are not on mute. I think we are okay now.
Okay, amazing.
No, Deepak, you are still not on mute. Okay, I think yes.
No worries. Okay. So, yeah,
So,
fantasizing experiences appearing real is the most important hindrance in, I would say, the way we want to learn, or the way if we really want to grow. Because where we are looks very much comfortable, then what we really want to do and grow from there. So, that is what which is important, that right now for me, I like, for example, I just changed my team 2 weeks back. So I was a part of other team, and then I changed team. Now there was so much of anxiety, even though I took that decision. So the decision was mine, but then there was so much of fear within me that I was doing good here. I don't know what kind of a people would be there. So what stories are cooking in my head if I'm not able to, perform well in that role, if that role is too challenging. I don't know how things will turn up. Am I taking the right decision? Is it the right place to go? Is it the right timing to work in? Would I really need to stretch a lot in that team? So all the things which are not really happening or might not really happen, I am just fantasizing those and thinking about it, overthinking about it, and just because I don't want to come out of my comfort zone. Because we just we are fearful of change, that if something is going to change, then how am I going to adapt to it? Because our so RAS is a part of our brain, which is reticular activating system. So RAS says that be comfortable, be secure. It just want to keep you in the familiar zone always. Reticular I'm not able to say that word just now. But RAS is always trying to keep you safe, keep you protected, keep you in your old zone. But then you have to just be aware that it is trying to do that with you, right? And you have to stop it. That no, I recognize you. I understand it's you being there. You are trying to fool me. You are trying to make this fear appearing very much real to me, which is not really there. And if I don't adapt, if I don't change, then I'm going to become redundant. and I'm going to become obsolete. So I have to change, I have to adapt to this change. And when you will see that as a challenge, you will always see that there is some learning, there is always a silver lining, and then there is always a way to move forward, right? So, why we are talking about this today? It is very important for you as a student to understand what all things are changing around you, what all things are and in fact, when you become a little, like, you complete your course, you come out of your college, you go in a, let's say, the biggest change for you would be maybe joining some of you would want to start their own work, some of you would want to join a firm. And now when you join a firm, then the environment is completely going to change. College is something else, your professional workplace is something else. You have to be really professional over there. You have to understand the environment. You will have senior that you have to follow, which, for example, a simple rule: if you are late by 15 minutes, then we will mark it as a half day for you. I have seen many firms following that, right? So now you are not happy with this rule, and then you don't want to change, you don't want to get up early by 15 minutes, and you are reaching every day late to the office. Would it work? How many days it's gonna work for you? 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, or maybe let's say you are very creative and you have a lot of reasons, a lot of I mean, you can give reasons that this happened today, that happened, traffic, this, that, my bike got punctured, this happened, that. But for how many days? Ultimately, you will have to adapt to that rule and regulation. You have to accept that I have to come in a certain way. You have to wear formal, for an example. But in your school, college, you haven't maybe worn a particular formal dress or something like that. But now you don't want to change. That will not work, right? So you have to adapt, you have to change, you have to learn new skills when you get into the corporate world. And believe you me, more than 50% or 70% of the things you have learned so far, all of it you are not really going to apply when you start working. So we see that interns come in our offices, intern joiners, they have learned some different 70 things in the college, and then we are asking them to do some other 50 things over here, right? So then you have to learn that whole process, you have to understand, you have to, and of course, fear comes. We all are human beings. But then we have to understand that that is your RAS trying to keep you in the comfort zone, and you have to come out of it. Right? So, yeah, translation, Harni, and if there are any questions, more than welcome.
Yeah, I'll translate it first and ask the questions. ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம வந்து ஒர்க் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா நமக்கு நம்ம ஆஃபீஸில் வந்து ஒரு ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு ஒரு டீம் கொடுப்பாங்க. அப்படி அந்த டீம் கூட நம்ம ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது நமக்கு என்னென்ன சேலஞ்சஸ் இருக்கும் ஒர்க் ரிலேட்டடா, அதே மாதிரி அந்த பர்சன் எப்படி இருப்பாங்க, அதே மாதிரி நம்ம வந்து அந்த பர்சனுக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி அடாப்ட் ஆகி தான் அவங்க கிட்ட இருந்து என்னென்ன அந்த ப்ராஜெக்டை முடிக்க முடியுமோ அதெல்லாம் பண்ணணுங்க. ஸோ அங்கேயும் அடாப்ஷன் இருக்கு. நம்ம இப்ப படிச்சு முடிச்சுட்டு ஒர்க் பண்றப்போ 70 to 80% நம்ம லேர்ன் பண்ணது எல்லாமே வந்து அங்க வேலைக்கே ஆகாது. மீதி ஒரு 20% 30% தான் இருக்கும். ஸோ மீதி என்னென்ன ஸ்கில்ஸ் தேவையோ அது எல்லாமே நம்ம அடாப்ட் பண்ணணும். இப்ப நம்ம ஸ்டேஜுக்கு எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா 12th வரைக்கும் நம்ம ரொம்ப கம்ஃபர்ட் ஜோன்ல நம்மளோட ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸோட ஜாலியா இருந்திருப்போம். இப்ப காலேஜ் போகணும் அப்படின்னா புதுசா எல்லாருமே புதுசா ஸ்டாஃப்ஸ் இருப்பாங்க, புது ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இருப்பாங்க, புதுசான ஒரு மெத்தட் இருக்கும், அங்க ஃபாலோ பண்ற ரூல்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஸோ அது எல்லாத்துக்குமே இப்போ நம்ம அடாப்ட் ஆகி தானே காலேஜ் படிக்கிறோம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி தான் வந்து ஒர்க் பிளேஸ்லையுமே. யா மேம்.
Thank you, Harni. And yeah, RAS here is your reticular activating system. So that is called a RAS, and then it's a part of your brain. It's a part of, it's a brainstem thing which is called actually the filter of your brain or the gatekeeper of your brain. So that tries to filter certain information for you so that you can remain always safe and secure in where you are. So reticular activating system is very, very important, and you must know about it, because whenever you are fearful, whenever you are in a situation where you don't really want to change, just know that RAS is playing that role. RAS is trying to keep you safe. RAS is trying to keep you, telling you that don't go over there, don't do that thing. That is something new that you will learn, you will fail, you will not be able to adapt, and all of those fear is coming from your RAS. So just tell it, shh, just stop, RAS. Don't tell me all of these things. I know I have to adapt. I know I have to learn new things. Then only I'm going to grow and evolve and keep building my skills. And this is very important in this right now in this world, because of the technology changing so rapidly, because of the fast paced world. Reason being, you will always see your environment changing, your people, in fact the behavior of the people changing around you, and all of that. So you need to keep pace with that. And then you have to be really 100% sure, or maybe, I mean, you can take risk, that is also okay. But if you don't want to change, that will become more of the problem over here. So the biggest strength what you will have is not what you have today, but is in your ability to learn and adapt to the things which are coming for tomorrow. So, the one of, like, because we are talking that you all will go in the corporate world. So, one of the key skills which we look in the kids who come for interviews, or who come with the like internship or anything, we say that, does that person have a learning ability, or is he or she open for learning? And that adaptability is there. That is one of the important criteria, because if someone says that, or maybe you just see it from their behavior, you just see it from the way they are working on certain tasks, that whether they are able to adapt, whether they are able to learn, and that really plays an important criteria for you to get selected for a particular role. Okay, so maybe in the end, I mean, I would like to tell you a few examples. For example, like we are talking about this technology world and all of this. So, how many of you have heard the name of Nova Anand? Anyone? Maybe no one, because even I was not aware about him till the very last month. I got to know about him, and that really intrigued me a lot. And that's where I thought to share that example with you guys. So he was a person who was working with Indigo Airlines. So, but he wanted to make some alternative income. So he decided that, I'm working in an airline. What can I do else from where I can generate some passive income? And he started his YouTube channel. And from that very YouTube channel, he is earning more than 1 crore rupees every year. Can any one of you in your wildest dream, can you just think what kind of a YouTube channel he must be having? And what shall he be showing over there? Just make two, three wild guesses. And in fact, I was just trying to search today only that what is the name of the channel. I really didn't look for it. I just was checking his name. Yeah, so Hani is saying maybe related, something related to flight, but not actually. He has been making faceless videos and animated AI character videos, some kind of that. Maybe you guys also go and check, and I'll also check. I did not do it till now. So he is actually making rhymes for in Telugu and Kannada for kids. That's it. So his channel on YouTube is just about Telugu and Kannada rhymes for the kids. And he understood that, the rhymes on the YouTube are all about maybe in Hindi or in English, but no one is tapping that market of Telugu, Kannada, all of these regional languages. And he wanted to have something that is also faceless, where he need not sit and uh, record on his own. So he created this. What I'm trying to tell you is that because of technology, anything and everything is possible in this world. And then it becomes on your smartness. It comes to your adaptability, learnability. And right now he's actually one of the he's coaching. He has become a YouTube expert now. He's coaching people how to create your own content in YouTube and become something very means influential, or maybe earn a lot of out of YouTube channel. So this is very interesting example wherein you can see that even with doing his own job in Indigo, he was able to create, use the technology, use AI, create, think of something which is not really of his domain. But then he created such a big platform that he could earn so much out of it just because of the technology and the market he wanted to tap into and the rhymes and everything he created. So that's what my message to you guys is, that in this technology world, learn as much as possible. Try to learn new skills every now and then. Then try to adapt to the things, changes, whatever are going around. If there is anything in your personal life, accept it. Try to come out of it. Try to filter everything from the domain, that what is in my control, what is not in my control. If certain things are not in my control, how can I change my perspective to it, my ways to look at it, or maybe simply my opinion about it, so that it starts, so that I can change and adapt accordingly. And every problem has a solution. When you come out of that problem and look from the angle of solution, you can start understanding that things can change, and you can start looking at the solution. And always fear would be there, resistance would be there, but then you have to tell it to stop, because you know all of these old examples, you know the story of evolution, why we have evolved, why how the technology has changed from one thing to the other, then the third, then the fourth. And you know the stories of hundreds of business, hundreds of people, hundreds of companies which have lost or just gone into pieces because they did not adapt or change according to the change, really, according to the environment, according to the technology, according to the people around them changing. So this was very, I mean, all of this I talked about was very professionally, but you can apply the same things in your personal life as well. And you can uh, you can try to adapt according to those things in your personal life as well, because the most important thing is that if your personal life is sorted, your professional life will also be sorted. So if you are facing any challenges at home, challenges in your studies at your college, then try to think what all you can change, or what all you can how you can adapt to that particular challenge, what you can learn out of it, and then try to create that uh, opportunity for yourself and outgrow that in the longer run. So I would just say that you don't need perfect opportunities to succeed. You simply you need willingness to learn and courage to adapt to changes, right? So let me know if there are any questions. I can take those.
I would like to translate here.
Sorry, Harni, I didn't get that.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I would like to translate here, ma'am.
Yes, yes, sure.
இப்போ நம்ம கார்பரேட் லைஃப்க்கு வேலைக்கு போகிறோம் அப்படின்னா அங்கே முக்கியமான ஒரு க்ரைட்டீரியாவே என்ன அப்படின்னா நம்மளால அடாப்ட் பண்ணிக்க முடியுதா அப்படிங்கிறதா. ஸோ வந்து அடாப்ஷன் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். இப்போ வந்து நிறைய கம்பெனிஸ் அவுடேட் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு, நோக்கியா மாதிரி. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து இப்போ நிறைய டெக்னாலஜியும் வளர்ந்துட்டு இருக்கு. நம்ம அடாப்ட் ஆகலை அப்படின்னா நம்மளும் நோக்கியா மாதிரி தான் அவுடேட்டடாக ஆக வேண்டியிருக்கும். ஸோ வந்து எவ்வளோ முடியுதோ அவ்வளோக்கு அவ்வளோ நம்ம அடாப்ட் பண்ணிக்கணும். அடாப்ட் ஆக டைம் எடுத்துக்கலாம், ஆனால் அடாப்டே ஆக மாட்டேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கக்கூடாது. இதுக்கு இன்னொரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் என்ன சொன்னாங்கன்னா, இண்டிகோ ஏர்லைன்ஸ்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்க ஒருத்தங்க வந்து அவங்களுக்கு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா இன்கம் வேணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு யூடியூப் சேனல் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அந்த சேனல்ல வந்து அவங்க என்ன போட்டுட்டு இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா, கிட்ஸுக்காக வந்து தெலுங்கு லாங்குவேஜ்ல ரைம்ஸ் வீடியோ ரெடி பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க ஏஐ யூஸ் பண்ணி. அது போஸ்ட் பண்ணி அவங்க ஒரு இயருக்கு 1 crore மேல ஏர்ன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ஏஐ தெரிஞ்சிருக்கு, ஏஐல வந்து அவங்க அப்டேட் ஆகியிருக்காங்க. அதே நேரத்துல யூடியூப்ல வந்து ஹிந்தி, இங்கிலீஷ், தமிழ்லாம் நிறைய ரைம்ஸ் இருக்கு, ஆனா தெலுங்குல இல்லைங்கிறத அவங்க பார்த்து அது மூலமா அவங்க வந்து ஏர்ன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நம்மளும் வந்து லேர்ன் பண்ணாதான் அந்த மாதிரி வந்து டிஸ்கவர் பண்ணி அதை அப்டேட் ஆகிக்க முடியும். ஸோ அவ்வளோதான். எஸ் மேம். உங்க யாருக்காச்சும் எதுனா கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருந்தா நீங்க மெசேஜ்லயோ இல்லாட்டி அன்மியூட் பண்ணியோ கேட்கலாம். இப்ப நான் என்னோட கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்கறேன். மேம், ஐ ஹாவ் அ கொஸ்டின் மேம்.
Yeah.
Many students learn only for exams. How can they shift towards learning for long-term growth and curiosity, ma'am?
That's really an amazing question, Harni. So yeah, true. Even I have been one of those students, so I can understand that just learning and memorizing all the things just one day before the exam, and then just mugging things, and then vomiting everything out on the exam day, and then forgetting everything. So, but then I would really tell you guys that it's maybe be selective when you are studying. Maybe be selective that what can be really important for me in the long run, because yes, sometimes some things are maybe not worth carrying all your life. Maybe let's say some of the topics which are maybe calculus formula, or maybe that integration formula or something like that, you don't really want to carry it all your life. But then if I tell you from, let's say, from an accounting perspective, may knowing the three general rules of accounting, like I'm just talking accounting, but then you can also think about from your engineering perspective, maybe any of the subject which you think that would be usable in the long run. Just try to read it through day in day out. Reason being, that really matters. That really uh, you would be able to utilize that in the corporate world later on, right? So that's very important that be selective. And how can you be selective? You can be selective only if you are you keep yourself relevant to the upcoming skill sets, or upcoming what generation is going on, what technology is going on, what are the things which are relevant for me from this subject, let's say, which can be applied in the outside world. So then take those and learn those for sure. Maybe even when you are studying that, and then just try to see if this topic is relevant from my market perspective, or from my learning in the long run. And also, Hani, I would just say that sometimes we think that I don't have a like, let's say, I want to do certain course, but I don't want to pay that fees. But this is such a beautiful time and situation that you don't really need to pay fees for a lots and hundreds of courses which are freely available on Coursera, which are freely available on YouTube. Then there are certain apps like, let's say, vidIQ is one of the very amazing app which tells you how you can learn and uh, I mean, make your own YouTube presence, how you can learn. And in fact, there are many courses which are about learning technology, Python, or maybe there are multiple websites, Coursera courses, which you can learn for free. So what I'm trying to say is that pick and choose what is as per your interest. First of all, don't impose anything on you, because like, let's say AI is coming, but I am really not at all interested to deep dive into it. But then I have to do it. Rather than saying have to do it, I choose to do it, because that will give me help me meet my certain goals, or that will help me to achieve a particular level of success in my life. Maybe you're not using day in day out, but then you understand it, you know how, what are the implications, and from your studies also just make relevant attachments to the things, that this can be relevant to me and I want to carry it forward, and this will be useful for in my longer run, and is up to latest technology. I keep on learning and adding that to my skill set. That is very, very important.
Yeah, thank you. You actually also answered to another questions what I was about to ask. I also have a couple of questions. How do you personally stay updated and continue learning despite having a busy schedule?
And that's very good question. But I think to answer to this, your schedule will become more busier if you don't adapt or learn the new things which are coming up. Because then there, if you don't adapt and change at the right time, then any which ways you will have to do it when it becomes mandatory for everyone. So by that time, you really become so I would say complacent, that you have a lot of work as well, you have a lot of backlog as well, and then you have to learn certain things as well, and then you have to deliver on your targets, you have to deliver on the projects which you are doing. So in this technology world, I would say that you said how do you stay updated. So you get to know by various channels. You have your organizations who keep telling you. Maybe I also believe that the college or the courses which you guys are doing, they also keep you guys updated, that this is going on, that is going on. And with your generation, you guys are automatically connected through the social media. You are already on hundreds of platforms. Maybe we also don't know about those. So you know that what are the right platform to take the right information from. So maybe if you just give it 5 minutes a day, or not even 5 minutes, maybe once a week, if you are just updating yourself on what's going on around, then that is very important. I see some question in the chat, but Hani, did I answer your question?
Yeah, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, I'll just read the question from Ziad. So we understood the behavior part and the importance. Ma'am, is there anything I can do to keep my brain more adaptable? VIZ, hobbies, etc. In certain adapt, my mind and body is not cooperating. Okay. So what can you do to make your brain adaptive? Okay. Uh, I think it goes back to, I think, the something which I also talked about last time, which is about why. The first question in your mind before you do, choose, or want to do something is why I want to do that. Why is very, very important. Why means that is it really relevant to me? Is it interesting to me? Is it something I want to put my effort to? Why? Why as in, why should be your core reason to do a particular thing? Why should be your motivation behind choosing a particular thing? Because if your why is clear, then your mind and body automatically gets aligned. For example, if I have a, let's say I have a dream of, maybe let's say I have a dream of owning a 3 crore apartment, let's say, by next year, right? Okay. Now my brain is telling me that I don't want to work. I don't want to go to the office. Please leave this job. I don't want. It's been 11 years you have been working, and why you really want to work? And maybe don't learn the new things which are coming up. But then you have that amazing lifestyle which you want to live maybe the next year. So you have that why clear in your mind, why you want to work, why you want to achieve that particular thing, or why uh, maybe I want to buy that house. That's where I'm earning this particular amount every month, and then I'm saving this much of that amount, I'm investing this much of amount so that I can buy that particular thing. But then in the due course, I'm not telling you to kill your dreams, or maybe to kill your free time, or maybe to kill your leisure time. It's just that if your why is clear, you know what you are doing and why are you doing that. You are not doing 10 hundreds of different things and just trying to achieve your goal. You know that my goal is to be maybe purchase that home. So maybe for purchasing that home, you are restricting your over expenditure. You know where you have to spend money, where what is important for you, what is not important for you. Maybe I have to, do a down payment of, let's say, 50 lakh rupees. I'm just making it up. So like I have to do a down payment of 50 lakh. Now if I'm not saving 2 lakhs per month, for an example, then I'm not going anywhere. I'm not able to buy that house by next year. So then I'm thinking backwards. But vis-a-vis, when you say brain activities, so your brain will automatically start wiring according to that situation. If you say that I don't, then you have to ask yourself why. Why is always the most important thing that will help you drive in a particular situation or not drive in a particular situation. Then you say hobbies and all. How I didn't really get that part specifically. Is there anything I can do to keep my brain more adaptable? You can always, I think the most important things I also talked about last time, that you can do certain breathing exercises, you can do certain meditation. I mean, I understand at your age it is very difficult to listen to it, that what meditation, what exercises. But then your physical exercise, your brain, your breathing exercises, all of this keep your brain calmer, your brain more focused, your body more adaptable, your body more energetic to do certain tasks. And then you are able to bring better results in your life. So I would really want to force on that. And last time I did one exercise also about body and mind. So your body and mind are part of the same system. What do I mean by that? If your mind is feeling very sad, then just get up, put on a high volume music and start dancing. In a few moments you will feel good about it. You will feel, because even you are not going to control that situation. That situation is not going to change, but you have to change your own state, so that you are in a happy mode, you are in a better mode, and you are able to uh, keep your brain and mind and body activated. So I hope it answered some part of your question. If not, let me know. If your body and mind are not cooperating, ask, try to understand why. Are you too tired? Are you too, are you forcing it too much? Sometimes taking rest is also important. It's not like you have to run here and there 24/7. But yeah, I know we are on time. So amazing. Thank you, Ziyad. So over to you, Jaime. If there is anything else we can take, or maybe we want to call it off
Yeah.
now.
As we come to the end of today's session, I would like to sincerely thank Ms. Shivi Tripathi for sharing her valuable insights and experiences with us. Today's discussion reminds us that learning does not stop with textbooks or examinations. Continuous learning helps us stay curious, while adaptability helps us to stay confidently navigate changes and challenges. Together, these qualities prepare us not only for academic success but also for future careers and life itself. I hope everyone take away at least one lesson from today's session and start applying it in their daily life. Thank you once again, ma'am, for your time, guidance, and inspiration. Thank you to all the participants for joining and actively engaging in the session. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming programs. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Stay curious, keep learning, and continue growing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. All the very best to you. Keep rising, keep shining.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. I think the host should end the meeting. I will just check on this one.